Okay. So we have here markup versus margin. But before we proceed with today's meeting, let's have a basic recall of what we discussed last time. Take note, we defined three terms. We defined markup, markdown, and mark on. So when we talk about markup, it focuses on the profit and the expenses of a certain product. Again, markup covers the expenses, that is for the rent, for electricity and other expenses covered on that certain product, plus the profit, that is for the markup. When we talk about markdown, discount. Okay, so from the original price, nag-lower kita ng price, that's markdown. And then when we talk about mark on, that is an additional increase on the price due to the demand of the market. Okay, so let's now proceed with differentiating markup and margin. So for today's learning competency, we have three. We differentiate markup from margin. So how do we define markup and how do we define a margin? And then we describe how gross margins is used in sales. And lastly, we compute single trade discounts and discount series. So when we talk about single trade discount, one discount is applicable on a certain product. And when we talk about discount series, there are plenty of discount rates on a certain product, on one product alone. So here is our definition. When we talk about markup or margin, that is the amount of money you make on a product or service. Okay, so the amount of money you make on a product. So that covers already the profit and of course the expenses. And then when we talk about markup alone, that is the amount of money in any currency. So it's either in peso or in dollar. Again, that is in any currency. When we talk about margin, we are referring to the percentage in profit. Again, when we talk about markup, that's the amount of money in peso or in dollars. When we talk about margin, it is percentage of the profit. So for example, we have 50% of the profit. That's margin. Okay, so if I say I have a profit of 50 pesos, that is markup. So here is an example. Markup, you want a 200 peso increase in the original price. That's markup. So for example, the original cost of the certain product is 100 pesos. Mag-mark up ta ng 200 pesos and we will now sell that product for 300 pesos. Again, 100 pesos is the original cost of the product and then you want a markup of 200 peso increase. So 100 plus 200 gives you 300 pesos and that would be your selling price. 200 there is your markup, 200 pesos. Okay. And when we talk about margin, it refers to the percentage. So here, we have, you want a margin of 60% to cover the profit and the expenses. Okay, so margin is percentage of the cost or percentage of the profit. Okay, so again, markup is in currency, margin is in percentage. However, we can denote markup as a percentage. So that is why we had markup rate discussed last time. Okay, again, if you want to compare percentage of markup and margin, so you are comparing markup rate and the margin. But comparing markup alone and margin, that's different story because they have different rates or they have different units. So this is what you need to remember. For the same value of profit, markup percentage is always higher than the margin percentage. Again, having the same value of profit, markup percentage is always higher than the margin percentage. So for example, we have one store offers 60% markup. The other store offers 60% margin. So they are referring to the same percentage, but take note. When we talk about margin and markup, they have markup is always greater, or markup is always higher than the margin. So based on the defined value earlier, 60% markup, 60% margin, they may be having different value of profit. Okay, again, they have different value of profit because the markup and the margin percentage referred earlier is the same. Again, markup is 60%, margin is 60%. Because they are equal, it just means that these two stores are having different value for their profit. Now, to get the margin, we need to divide the gross profit by the selling price. Again, divide the gross profit by the selling price. And of course, because this is margin, we are referring to percentage. By dividing the gross profit by the selling price, you'll get a number, okay, a decimal. To get the percentage, you need to multiply it by 100. To get the markup, you need to divide the gross profit by the cost. So again, what's the difference between the margin and the markup? Margin, the divisor is the selling price. Markup, the divisor is the cost. So we have here our formula for the gross profit. Gross profit is equal to the selling price minus the cost. So take note that if you have a selling price of 300 pesos and the original cost of the product is 100, you'll get a gross profit of 200 pesos. Okay, and that gross profit, of course, refers to the expenses and the original profit gained by the entrepreneur. So here is an example. Let's try to compare markup percentage and margin percentage. So for example, the costs of a certain item is $12 and it was sold for $15. So to solve for the gross profit, we need to subtract selling price and cost. So selling price is $15 minus the cost, which is $12. So 15 minus 12, you get 3. That's the gross profit. To solve for the markup percentage, you need to divide the gross profit by the cost. So take note that the cost is 12. So we have here the gross profit is $3 and then over the cost of $12. So you get 0.25 or 25%. For the margin, you divide the gross profit by the selling price. So the gross profit is $3. The selling price is 15. So 3 divided by 15, you'll get 20%. Now, since the markup and the margin have the same units, and that is in percentage, you can now compare the markup and the margin. So the markup is 25% and the margin is 20%. Comparing these two, we know that the markup percentage is greater than the margin percentage. Again, the markup percentage is always higher than the margin percentage. And take note, they have the same profit of $3. So for example, a seller wants to offer 2 deals on a product that costs 2,000 pesos and is sold for 3,500 pesos. On which deal is the profit higher? Again, the original cost of the product is 2,000 pesos. The selling price of the product is 3,500 pesos. Now, the first deal is that there is a 30% markup. The second deal is a 20% margin. Okay, so let's try to compare. Which of the two deals offers the higher profit? So, will the seller get a higher profit if he sells the product with 30% markup or 20% margin? So again, let's recall our formula. How do we solve for the gross profit? That is the selling price minus the costs. So for deal A, we know that the gross profit is equal to the cost multiplied by markup percentage. Why is that? Again, by definition earlier, markup percentage is equal to the gross profit over the costs. So multiplying both sides by the costs, that is why you have the gross profit is equal to the cost times the markup percentage. The cost is 2,000 pesos. The markup percentage is 30%. Converted into decimal, you get 0.3. So 2,000 pesos times 0.3, you get 600 pesos. So for a 30% markup with a cost of 2,000 pesos and a selling price of 3,500, the profit would be 600 pesos. But for letter B or deal B with a 20% margin, so the gross profit would now be equal to the selling price multiplied to the margin percentage. Again, margin refers to the selling price, markup refers to the costs. So we multiply these two. The selling price is 3,500. The margin percentage is 20%. Converted into decimal, you get 0.2. So 3,500 times 0.2, you get 700 pesos. So comparing these two deals, a 30% markup will only give you 600 pesos. But a 20% margin will give you 700 pesos. So which of these two deals gives you a higher profit? So obviously, that is the second deal. So deal B offers a higher profit. So questions regarding this example? Okay, let's proceed. Now take note, comparing markup and margin. Again, markup is gross profit as percentage of the costs. Margin is gross profit as percentage of the sales or the selling price. Now let's proceed to trade discount. On the trade discount, musulod diri ang lesson for markdown. Okay? Markdown and trade discount are almost the same, or actually the same. So trade discount by definition, it is the amount by which the retail price of a product is reduced by the manufacturer when it is sold to the reseller or customer. So there is a price reduction. Okay? So instead of selling it on the original price of, for example, we have 300 pesos, it is now discounted by 100 pesos. So instead of 300, you have a trade discount of 100, you'll get now 200 pesos. Okay, so nag-lesser ang price ng imong product. So by definition again, you have here our formula. Trade discount is equal to the original price multiplied to the discount rate. Again, the trade discount, that is already the amount that is reduced. Okay, so and the original price, that is the selling price, and the discount rate, of course, that is your markdown rate. Now, for example, Mary saved a total of 1,200 pesos after a 15% discount was given to all her purchases. How much was her total purchase? Okay, so there was a 1,200 pesos discount. Okay, so na-save na ang 1,200. And that is 15% of the total purchase. Again, 1,200 is 15% of the total purchase. Again, we have a trade discount of 1,200 and a discount rate of 15% or 0.15. Now, our formula, we have trade discount is equal to the original price multiplied to the discount rate. Okay, so the trade discount is 1,200. The discount rate is 15%. So we can solve for the original price with the formula trade discount over the discount rate. So substituting our given values to the equation, we have a trade discount of 1,200 divided by 0.15, you get 8,000 pesos. So the original price or the total purchase of Mary was 8,000 pesos. Now, because there is a 15% discount, discounted siya by 1,200 pesos. Again, 1,200 is 15% of 8,000 pesos. Another example, an air conditioning unit listed at 36,000 pesos with a discount of 7,200 is offered to a customer. Determine the discount rate. So what we want is the discount rate. What is 36,000 here? 36,000 is the original price. And then there is a discount of 7,200. And this is the discount, trade discount. What we want is to solve for the discount rate. So our formula, the discount rate is equal to trade discount divided by the original price. So our trade discount is 7,200. The original price is 36,000. So you'll get a value of 0.2. But because what we want is a discount rate, we multiply it by 100 to get 20%. Next example. A Family Savers supermarket places a 3,500 worth of assorted brands of chocolates. The chocolate wholesaler gave a 25% discount. How much is the trade discount? So I'll give you 1 minute to answer this example. There is a discount rate of 25%. And the 3,500 was the original price. What do you think would be the trade discount? Okay, so let's check if your answer is correct. So the formula for trade discount, the original price multiplied to the discount rate. So 3,500 multiplied by 0.25, you get 875. Congratulations. How about this? In a video store, a DVD that sells 375 pesos is marked 10% off. What is the trade discount? And what is the sale price of the DVD? When you talk about the sale price, that would now be the original price minus the discount, the trade discount. Okay, let's proceed. Let's check if your answer is correct. So again, the original price is 375 with a discount rate of 10%. We'll have a trade discount of 37.5 pesos. Okay. Now, for the sale price, that would now be the original price, 375, minus the trade discount. You'll get 337.5. Congratulations. Let's now proceed with discount series. Now again, when we refer to the previous example, we only have one discount rate. But when we talk about discount series, this is now a series of discounts. There are plenty. Maybe you will be applying 2 or more discount rates on a certain product. Now, a type of discount in which several discounts are given to a customer at different conditions is called discount series. Okay. Now, several discounts are given to the customer at different conditions. That is called discount series. The discount series are given to the customers in order to encourage them to purchase in volume. It is also effective in promoting seasonal items to entice new set of customers. For example, you are selling a certain product, milk tea, for example. Now, the original price of the milk tea is 100 pesos. Because today is our anniversary, the anniversary of the store, mag-markdown kita sa price ng imong milk tea. So instead of selling it for 100 pesos, you will now sell it for 80 pesos. So there is already a discount applied there, and that is a 20 peso discount. However, if you buy 2 milk teas, your discount, you'll get an additional of 5% discount. If you buy 5 milk teas, you'll get another 10% discount. So there are plenty of discount rates provided to you by the certain seller. That is called discount series. Now, list price, that is the fee for a service or product before discounts are deducted or sales taxes are added. So this is actually the original price. Now, the net price is the final charge you pay for a product or service after discounts and sales taxes are computed. So for example, there is a discount. Let's refer to the previous example. The milk tea was originally sold for 100 pesos. You get a 20 peso discount. What is now your net price? The net price would be 80. So that is 100 pesos minus 20, you get 80. What was the list price there? The list price is 100 because that is the original amount of the product. Okay, so let's proceed with examples and formulas. Now, to solve for the net price, you need to multiply the list price or the original price by all the complement rates successively. So for example, a certain product was offered for 2 or more discount rates, then you need to calculate for the complement rates. How do you calculate the complement rate? That is 1 minus the provided discount rate. So for example, there is a discount of 10%. So the complement rate would be 1 minus 0.1. And that would now be equal to 0.9. That is complement rate. Again, to solve for the complement rate, 1 minus the given discount rate. That's complement rate. So again, the formula for the net price, that is equal to the list price multiplied to the complement rates, depending on how many discount rates is applicable. For example, the list price of a winter coat is 3,500 pesos. A discount series of 20%, 15%, and 5% is being offered for any orders above 100,000 pesos. Find the total discount price and the net price of an order of 30 coats. So again, we have 3 discount rates here. So since there are 2 or more discount rates, that's now called the discount series. So the list price would be 3,500 per coat multiplied to 30 pieces because the customer buys 30 coats. So 3,500 multiplied by 30, you get 105,000 pesos. That is your list price. Now looking on the list price, you get an order which is above 100,000 pesos. So since the list price is now above 100,000 pesos, you can claim the discount series of 20%, 15%, and 5%. But if the list price calculated is less than 100,000 pesos, you cannot claim all those 3 discount rates. So again, the discount series, we have 20%, 15%, and 5%. And of course, we need to calculate our complement rates. So 100% minus 20% is 80%, or 1 minus 0.2 is equal to 0.8. And that is the same as 80%. Now, 100% minus 15%, you get 85%. This is just the same as 1 minus 0.15 is equal to 0.85. And the complement rate of 5% is 95%. So when you try to convert this into decimal, you get 0.8, 0.85, and 0.95. Now for your net price, what would be the net price? So for the net price, that would be the list price multiplied to your complement rates. So our list price is 105,000 pesos multiplied to the 3 complement rates, 0.8, 0.85, and 0.95. You'll get 67,830 pesos. So meaning, instead of paying 105,000 pesos, you will now have a net price of 67,830 pesos per can. Okay. Now, what was the total discount? The total discount would be the list price minus the net price. Okay, because originally you should be paying 105,000 pesos. But instead of paying 105,000, you will be paying 67,830. So the total discount you accumulated is 37,170 pesos. Okay, sige, let's proceed with the second example. A retail shop sold bags at a net price of 799.99 pesos each after putting discount series of 20% and 10%. Find the list price. Now, look at this example. What we want is the list price. The net price is already provided. That is 799.99 pesos. But you have a 20% and 10% discount series. So what was the original price of the bag? So again, you need to calculate first for the complement rates. So the complement rate of 20 is 80. The complement rate of 10% is 90%. Or in decimal, that is 0.8 and 0.9. Again, how did we achieve or solve for the complement rates? That is 100 minus the discount rate converted into decimal. So 100 minus 20, you get 80. Convert it into decimal, you get 0.8. Or it is just the same as 1 minus 0.2. You get 0.8. So our net price, by the formula earlier, you have the list price multiplied to the discount series. Now, since you have here our complement rates, you have two discount rates here, then you will be having two complement rates. So you get a formula for the list price as the net price over the product of the complement rates. So again, substituting the net price, you have 799.99. The list price is unknown. The complement rate is 0.80 and 0.90. Solving for the list price, you have the net price over the product of the complement rates. You get 1,111.10. That will be your list price. So originally, the bag is sold for 1,111.10 pesos. But because of the discount series of 20% and 10%, you will now be paying a bag for 799.99 pesos. Now we have here another example. A pair of shoes with tag price of 2,580 pesos was bought at a net price of 2,010 pesos with the first discount of 5.5%. What was the second discount? So the net price is given, that is 2,010 pesos. And then the tag price, what would be the tag price? That is the list price. So the list price is 2,580 pesos. You get a 5.5% as your first discount. How do we solve for the second discount? So again, our discount rate is 5.5%. Converted into decimal, you get 0.055. So the complement rate would be 1 minus the discount rate is equal to 0.945. Using our formula, we know that the net price is equal to the list price multiplied to the first complement rate times the second complement rate. We know the first complement rate because you are given a 5.5% discount rate. What we want is the second complement rate. So to solve for this one, you multiply both sides of the equation by 1 over LP times CR1 so that it will be canceled out here. So as you can see, the second complement rate is now equal to the net price of 2010 over the list price of 2,580 multiplied to the first complement rate of 0.945. You get 0.8244. That is just the complement rate. It is not yet the discount rate. So the discount rate would be 1 minus the complement rate. So 1 minus 0.8244, you get 0.1756 or 17.56%. That is the second discount rate. Any questions regarding our discussion for today?